In 2005, I was driving through the Big Hole Valley here in Montana, and I must have fallen asleep while I was driving when my tire hit the gravel. I woke up and I overcorrected, and it put me into a roll, and I rolled down the borrow pit about 100 yards, and when the car came to a stop, I knew that my neck was broken. I couldn't feel anything from my neck down. I was having a really hard time breathing, and I really thought I was going to die. When we got to the hospital, it was discovered that I had a C4 burst fracture, and what that means is that vertebrae in my neck had burst and it was cutting in on my spinal cord. I had an incomplete spinal cord injury, which means that the spinal cord was injured but not severed. And so it was a long, hard journey. I had a lot of really great support, really good doctors and physical therapists and occupational therapists. I remember learning how to write my own name again, learning how to feed myself. The walking portion took quite a while. One little step at a time. That's how I did it. Well, I had pain right away, but it was acute pain. And this is the kind of pain that you have when you have an injury, and then several months later it goes away. And that's what I was expecting. But when I was 2 years out from my injury, I started having burning nerve pain from my neck to my toes. This was not something that I expected. We expect that when we have pain, we have an injury, and then we have pain, it's going to eventually go away instead of getting worse, and that's what mine did. It just got really bad. When I was 2 years out, my insurance company sent me to a pain clinic in California, and it was there that I learned that there were some things that I could do to affect my own experience of pain. I could lower my pain just by doing some things. And so I started doing those one little step at a time. I did a lot of reading, a lot of research. I learned that there were many things that I could do to affect my experience of pain. By the time I was 6 months out from the pain clinic, I was able to get off all my medications, and I was able to start really doing life. I continued researching, I continued finding ways of lowering my own pain, and then I decided that I wanted to start sharing that with other people. And so that is what I've been doing, is I've been just learning all kinds of different tools. And so I would try them out, and if they worked for me, those would go into my specialized self-management plan. And if they didn't work for me, I would try something different. And that is kind of the step-by-step way that I put together my own pain management plan. There are over 100 million people in the United States that suffer with chronic pain. Having been one of those, I know what it's like. I spent many hours in a recliner late at night watching middle-of-the-night TV because I couldn't sleep. My life had no structure, no function. I was filled with sadness and despair. And that is why I developed Take Courage Coaching, to help bridge that gap, to help give the encouragement and motivation needed as each one of you make those forward steps. I just ask you to borrow my courage, borrow my confidence until you have your own, knowing that there's many, many active things that you can do to help manage your pain.